My accident happened about a week before school started for the junior year. I was driving home from work and I got rear-ended and rear-ended 3 cars ahead of me too. And the airbag deployed and I bounced off of that, did a nice little ricochet between the airbag and the headrest. So that was always fun. Had a massive bloody nose, but anything else I was completely fine when checked out in ER. And then the following days just progressively gotten worse and worse. The next day, I couldn't move my neck at all. I was in extreme pain. I had to lay down. I got super dizzy every time I stood up. Light and sound really affected me the next following days. Yet I still went to work and the first day of school because I'm stubborn. We went to the doctor after my first day of school and they're like, yeah, no, you shouldn't be doing anything. So missed the first 2 weeks of school and then attempted to go back. I just couldn't do it. Everything was too stimulating and my brain just felt like it was shutting down more and more the entire time I spent at school. I was insanely worried about, I missed the first 2 weeks of school. I am not able to go back to school. What am I gonna do? And so we worked a little bit with school about sending some homework. Well, I just couldn't do it because A, I wasn't here, and B, I just couldn't focus. Well, at that point, school and my pediatrician also recommended that I would go to Madonna to see if I can get into the program there to finish some of my schoolwork, to work on some of my neck pain and some visual stuff that I was having. It went slightly well for a little bit and then it all just backfired and we went way down to the point of where my rehab doctor there was just I don't know what to do for you. Everything's getting worse. And after this point, the beginning of 2018, in January, I began to start having tremors. At this point, my mom's just you need to do something. She can't do anything at this point. So she's the one that actually sent the application up to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota to see if we could get in. Well, we ended up getting in about early July. Pediatric Pain Rehab Center that is about 3 weeks long. It's about 18 days, but it's almost like a boot camp, a mental boot camp about how to train your body not to freak out because you have this syndrome about trying to control everything and not let it make your body panic. So we ended up doing that in about early August, so I missed the first month of school, which is still fine because I'm I'm gonna get better hopefully. So they gave me a deadline. If I wasn't done having pseudo-seizures at night, I would have to go into a soft helmet for safety precautions. Well, I hated that idea. I hated it. So I'm okay, I'm gonna stop tonight. This is what I'm doing. So I stayed up until 4 a.m. just trying to breathe through it and not to start having a pseudo-seizure or anything. So that's when I started feeling better, despite me being insanely tired for the next how many days. But I started to feel better because I wasn't shaking for 6 hours a night anymore. Turns out me working my hardest freshman and sophomore year pays off, especially in these situations. So since I did so much my freshman and sophomore year, I was able to only have to take 3 classes during my junior year with Madonna, the TLC Center, and then at-home services. And then I made up my whole month while first semester of my senior year just working with teachers outside of school and stuff like that. It was weird because everyone thought I just disappeared or died or something. So I'm no, I kind of died, just slightly. But I'm here and everyone was just so excited to see me. My best friend full out decorated my locker saying welcome back, here's a balloon, here's some flowers, stuff like that. I feel I did miss out on some key points of being a teenager and doing all this stuff. I missed junior prom. Well, I made that up later because some of my friends came over and we had a mini prom. So I still had some experiences and this is my journey to take. I started to really accept my faith and to understand God wasn't really punishing me like I thought he was. He was just this is gonna happen for a little bit, but you're gonna be okay in the long run.